didn't look like you guys had any traction. But in the second half, you started off with a sack. You marched down the field. Like the second half started off different. What did they say at halftime?
They said we've been here before. There's nothing new to us. We played behind before. This is like I said, we fight. We always know. We know we have that grit to us. We like adversity. We live in moments like this. So that's all they said. We live in moments like this. Just like it ain't over. So it is what it is. This team always fights.
CJ, sorry. What does this say about the program as a whole, being able to come into a game like you mentioned where you guys were heavily underdogged in this game, and not only being able to compete but to come back in the fashion that you guys did, getting a ton of stops on defense, forcing turnovers as well? What does that say about the program and the direction that this program is kind of headed in?
I mean, our culture is great. What Coach Dillingham's brought, players have bought into it. I mean, nobody questions what we're doing over here. So it's like I said, when moments happen like this, you just go back to those training moments in the spring and the winter. It's just the men that you've been with this whole time working. Like, you know that they have their back, so you're just gonna keep playing for them hard as you can. So that's all it is. It's just knowing like the brotherhood we have. We're just gonna keep fighting. We've been big on brotherhood. That's like we have brotherhood, like bold letters with lights in the back in our team room. Like this is real. We're gonna do everything we can for our brother next to us. That's all it is. Just making sure we stick to our culture and play the way we do.
The thing that's always going to impress me is that you guys never give up. You never quit. What does it mean to you to be able to show the whole nation that? Beach Bowl, everybody's watching, first game of the day, first game of New Year's Day. What does it mean for everybody to have seen your fight today?
I mean, it would have been better if they saw us win, but I mean, it is what it is. God's plan was fulfilled, so I mean, it was in His will for that to happen. So it is what it is. But we just appreciate Him. We're just gonna keep giving God the glory, win our losses. So that's it. Give God the glory for this loss, even though we might not win like that, but that's in His will. So that's what it is. But let us see.
CJ, coming out of halftime, there was a video of Sam Levitt telling you, the defense, that I got you guys after a lackluster first half, and then he brought you guys back, helped you compete in overtime. What do you think that says about him as a leader and that fight that you just mentioned for this team?
I mean, it's always great when the best players on the team buys into the culture. Like I said, it's our brotherhood. We know we have our brothers next to us. We know we have to stick to them and let them know that we have their back every game. It's like no matter if we're up or down, offense, defense, always walk us over to it. We got your back. We got your back. So it's just the culture that's been instilled by the coaches and the players buying into it. That's what it is.
CJ, sorry. It felt like a lot of talk coming into these games against an SEC opponent was about the line on both sides, on the offense and defense, and how they're usually got really good offensive line fronts comparatively to other conferences across the nation. Can you talk about the matchup going up against the offensive line like Texas's and kind of being able to flip a script and do a better job in the second half of pressuring the quarterback and stopping the run and that kind of stuff?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's football. I mean, most of the people on this team can play at the highest level, so it's like all the SEC conferences and all that, everybody gets lost in that sauce. At the end of the day, football's football. I don't think we're outmatched. I think we have a great team. I mean, they have a great team also, but we have a great team. So I don't think we're outmatched. I don't think anything with SEC or them being big, none of that played a part. They just out-execute us in the end, so it is what it is. But this team's great. This team fights, so it's what it is.
Throughout the whole game, and mainly the first half when the offense wasn't necessarily converting, you guys had a lot of drives where you bent but didn't break, kind of limited the points that Texas was able to get. I'm just curious, what were those conversations amongst your group on the sideline when we were getting those stops from Texas?
Just sticking to the process. I mean, we know what kind of ball we can play, so just stick to it. You know, we play good football on the team. It's good football, so it's just sticking to what we've been doing this whole season. Nothing changes just because we're playing Texas. That doesn't change anything. We just the opponent doesn't matter. We just stick to what we have to do. Sticking to doing our 111 and sticking to the process.
Is it difficult at all to stick to that process when things aren't going your way early on and Texas scores on 2 explosive plays?
I mean, it can be for some people, but like I said, we've been in these moments before. Like we live in those moments like that. We like adversity, like we thrive in things like that. So, I mean, some people may get that like swayed off a little bit, but that's what the leaders in this brotherhood is. Bring everybody back. All right, let's lock in. Let's get going. So, like I said, this team fights.
CJ, one more quick question for you. Going into this game nationally, a lot of people kind of didn't maybe watch a lot of ASU this year coming into these big CFP games, and maybe some people that, especially like on the East Coast here in Atlanta, might not have all the notions or understanding how good of a team you guys really were across the course of the season. Is there anything that you could say to people that maybe didn't know anything about Arizona State football that they might be either learn now or would need to know going forward in the future?
I mean, if they watch the game, they know what it is now. So it's like, if they see it, we put good stuff on tape. It's a great team. And people are gonna keep sleeping on us. Like I see it. Like, I already know it's gonna keep happening. Nobody expects ASU to do anything, but it is what it is. Like we live in underdog status. And that's what happens. And that's what